Gaming is hard, dude. When I was younger, I used to think that the more money a game is, the better it is. I had no idea that was like thinking a coin's size decides its worth. There are games that are $60 and are complete garbage like Balan Wonderworld. Ew, get it away from me. But you can find masterpieces for $5. Like Garfield Kart. So if you can't tell the quality of a game by its price, then how can you? No, you kind of just have to test the waters to see what's a game simply made to print money and what's a genuine passion project. The most recent examples of this are the topics of today's video. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League versus Helldivers 2. Two games that released recently and have two different community responses. Starting with the former. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is an action adventure about the Suicide Squad. Duh, what are you, not paying attention? Snap out of it! It's a part of the very famous Batman Arkham series of games, which I've never actually played. Yeah, I'll buy the series eventually, get off my case. But from what I know, the Arkham series basically innovated the superhero type game genre. Even as a person who hasn't actually played it, I still know the major story beats. With this track record of banger Batman games left to right, many people jumped at the announcement, especially with the thought that this might be Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman. If you don't know Kevin Conroy, you do. He's the Batman voice actor. When you think of Batman, you either think of him or the very exaggerated "I'm Batman" type voice that people imitate. Anyway, in the game, you play as Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot, and Captain Boomer. Aang. The Justice League gets controlled by Brainiac, and the Suicide Squad has to them. Also, sorry if I'm wrong, but like, hasn't there been ways to remove people from Brainiac's control without, you know, them? Like in Injustice, they didn't have to anyone. Why is it different here? But regardless, the game dropped, and safe to say, it did pretty well. Wow. This game is a piece of shit. Despite this game having a budget of $50 million, it didn't live up to the hopes of the players. You might be asking, okay, what's the problem with the game? Well, I never played it. Because it's $70. But I did some research on what the problems are, and to be honest, this game makes me mad. If this was a regular co-op story mode game, then sure, it would have been really cool. But remember, this is a live service game. A game supposed to be played for multiple hours, maybe even multiple weeks. So there's premium currency and a shopping game. Yikes, okay, let's break this down. Premium currency in a $70 game is absolutely insane. I did a bunch of research, and from what I read, skins are 2,000 coins and emotes are 500. 2,000 coins is $20. You have to pay $20 for a skin for a character in a $70 game. Apparently there's not a battle pass yet, but right now there's no way to get premium currency without forking up the money. Free-to-play games can get away with this easily because it's free. The game has to make money somehow, but with this one, I already bought the game. Why is this trying to drain me of my money when I already dropped $70 on it? Hypothetically, I didn't drop $70 on it. Hopping off this highway robbery, the premise of this game having seasons is just kind of useless. I feel like the majority of people won't continuously play the game after beating the main story. Even if there's updates, they might like come back for the new content and then leave again. I don't understand these decisions. Was this made by AI? To be honest, if this was just a regular co-op story mode, it probably would have done pretty well. It feels like one with a bunch of microtransactions carelessly glued onto it at the request of Warner Bros. Despite the fact that years of the Arkham series seem to just be thrown out the window as Harley Quinn easily shoots Batman in the head.
Don't worry, I think it's dumb he went out that way too.
I think the main thing that ruined this game for people is it being live service. That leads me to Helldivers 2, a third-person sci-fi PvE game where you liberate planets from two different races. So far, I don't exactly know how much promotion this game had, but I saw one trailer of this game during a PlayStation State of Play and wasn't really that interested. How absolutely stupid I was. The gameplay consists of dropping to either bug or robot-infested planets, completing objectives, bombing nests or buildings, and spreading democracy and justice all over the Sol system, with there being many different types of enemies trying to stop your freedom spreading. Pause. This game has very similar features to Suicide Squad, but here they're executed in a way that just makes sense. I mean, like, look at this game. This looks like a $60 game, but no, it's $40. Okay, wow, that's $40 for a game I'm gonna play for hours. All right, let's go. I saw premium currency and I frowned. Well, before I figured out how it worked, because unlike Suicide Squad, you don't have to buy them. You can just find it. If you explore the planet you dropped on,
Which you're supposed to do anyway.
you can just find them in bunkers. For just playing the game and having a spirit for exploration, you get rewarded with currency you'd usually have to pay for. I usually say if you're gonna put coins that I have to pay for instead of a game that I also had to pay for, make it so you can get them by playing the game and that the payment is only optional. And that's exactly what Helldivers 2 does. Okay, then I saw the battle pass. Once again, I frowned. I frowned for a third time when I found there was a premium battle pass. But once again, that's before I found out how it worked. The battle passes in this game are called war bonds. And actually, they're very fair and is in the interest of the player. You use medals to claim rewards, and you get medals from completing missions. In the battle pass is more weapons, armors, emotes, boosters, victory emotes, and most surprisingly, 100 of the premium currency in every single tier. Boom, 2 completely free ways to get the currency. Everything you'd want and need is in the free war bond. Okay, so what about the premium war bond? Well, to get it, you don't have to pay a dime. Not a cent you need to drop to get this. I'm pretty sure the free war bond gives you about 900, and you can easily find 100 just by playing the game. And that's the 1,000 you need right there. Without opening your wallet, you can get the premium war bond. Even if you don't, the premium war bond isn't essentials or anything really super cool. It's kind of cool stuff that if you want, you can get, but it's not like pushing it in your face like, hey, don't you want this cool skin? Don't you want this? Look at this. Don't you want this cool skin? I am in love with this system because it puts the player's satisfaction in the forefront and everything else as a back burner. Also, unlike Suicide Squad, this game being live service fits with the actual gameplay. The whole thing about this game is an ongoing war. So the story of the game is going and progressing in real time. Not only that, but the actions of the players will affect what direction the story goes. There will be planets actively being taken over that you have to take back and changes to the world as time progresses. Even though we're kind of taking the planets of like innocent species because they're not bothering us. We're kind of just going over there and then, hello? Who are you guys? How did you get in my classroom? Wait, no. The big thing that separates these two games isn't the story. It's not the graphics nor the music. It's the price. It's the thought about how the players would feel. If Rocksteady and Warner Bros. Thought about how the players would feel about having to spend $20 for a skin after already playing $70 for the game, it wouldn't be a thing. Nobody's gonna be excited for that. Like, could you imagine? Let's go, I'm spending $20 for a cosmetic in a game that's already almost 100, so I'm paying $90 for an experience that should have already been in the damn game. The developers of Helldivers did think about the players and how they feel. You can tell that their #1 goal was to make a fun, easily lovable gaming experience. Warner Bros. Wanted money. One last thing I want to touch on is the Helldivers community and how much it helps the game. Currently, this game is on a massive hype train and there's a bunch of new players. So much that you couldn't even get in the game when it launched. But the community fully playing into the story and the vibe of the game is just so cool. It just has this atmosphere that makes you want to yell democracy at the top of your lungs while playing. You really start to feel like a soldier actually fighting this war. And with the real-time progression system, you kind of are. There's so many memes, funny clips, and community jokes about this game. It's a perfect environment for something like this. But honestly, it seems like it's been really hard for companies to make a good live service game recently. A lot of games end up getting hype and then falling off a few months or even days later. That's actually the topic of my last video. So if you're interested, go check it out. Okay, that's all. Time for me to fade out while saying goodbye. Goodbye, have a good day, sayonara, see ya, don't forget to survive.
Watch out!
Run! Oh God! Why would you put it? Oh,